Tech Talk on the KBYR Morning News and Comment with Glen Biegel, featuring technology and lifestyle expert Dr. Tracy Wilen.
7:35 a.m. KBYR News Time. The hour sponsor for this hour of the program, my good friend Dr. Dan Kiley. He is the one person you need in your life. He is a conservative dentist. 562-9209. Online at lakeotisdental.com. Let me go to Dr. Tracy Wilen. Dr. Wilen, thanks so much for being on KBYR.
Oh, thank you, Glenn.
All right, you've got a long list of things that you have done in our country, and I want to make sure that people know who you are. Dr. Tracy Wilen, she's a prominent leader. She impacts technology, society, work, and careers, a scholar at Stanford University, and leadership positions at Apple, HP, Cisco, and the Apollo Group, and we just had them on, actually. And she's authored 11 books, including Women Lead, Career Perspectives from Workplace Leaders, and that was just out here recently, as well as Society 3.0. You appear on all kinds of different forums, and I appreciate you being here on KBYR with me.
Well, thank you for having me, Glenn.
All right, technology is a huge part of the workplace, and I think you pick up on these things and you write about them on the Huffington Post. Your most recent piece was staying employed in a technology-based world. Why would you cover that topic in particular?
Well, Glenn, according to the Association for Career and Technical Education, by 2020, over 75% of the jobs will have some sort of technology component. So I think it's very important for people to be aware of the changes in their jobs and in their field so that they can stay relevant.
Talking here with Dr. Tracy Wilen, I would imagine a lot of different types of work are going to be transformed by technology. Do you have a list of some of them or some ideas in which we might be able to keep track of them?
Well, Glenn, I don't think anything won't be touched by technology, but a few examples, manufacturing has 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Medicine has been impacted by robotics and augmented virtual reality. Even the media has been impacted by video and social networking sites. The numbers of jobs are just increasing. The Internet sector alone grew over 634% over the past decade. That's, 200 times the rate of the economy as a whole. So I would say that technology is here and it's here to stay.
If you want a job, you need to know quite a bit of technology. Tell me about keeping up with technology trends in the field. Is that important?
Well, I think it is, right? So now that we've established that the environment is changing and technology is here, I don't think firms or individuals can be complacent. I think people need to stay on top of the tech trends in their industry, make a plan, and keep yourself, educated so that you're always employable for life. And there are always new technologies that come into the workplace, and you can learn skills to keep you relevant.
A lot of people are thinking, technology is just for other people. I don't really need to deal with it. But I hope that they hear that, technology is going to be involved in just about every sector, and you can't escape it, and you really shouldn't try. You should dip in. So employers, I'm sure they're expecting you to be tech savvy. What kind of tools should an employer provide to the employee to make sure that happens?
I would say that a lot of firms have gotten pretty savvy to helping the employee learn skills on the job. And so I encourage employees to first look inside the firm. What kind of job training is there? What kind of classes? What kind of new technologies are being rolled out in the firm that you can maybe get on a task force or learn about it? It's always easier to learn on the job, I feel, so that you can actually put practice into play. And also at work, a lot of these courses are usually free, and some companies even, give you little credits for it, or it comes up on your performance review as a positive thing that you're doing for yourself and for the firm.
Yeah, usually employers are looking for something about that, something where you're moving forward and really participating in your own company. So a great suggestion there. Talking with Dr. Tracy Wilen. She's appeared on CNN, Fox, CBS News, Wall Street Journal. The list goes on and on. I would imagine there are still a lot of employers who don't see the benefit in providing these technology upgrades to their own employees. What do you do when you run across that kind of an employer?
Right. So then if you can't find something internally, then I would look out, externally. And I myself go to Apple and Microsoft religiously to learn about technology and practice with it. I also stop by all the phone stores, so I know all the latest technology and how to use the various devices. And I've also taken community college and adult education. So there are other ways that you can learn. Some of it is free, and some of it is very nominal.
Oh, well, I stop by the phone stores, too, but that's mostly just to fool around and dream. All right. Is there there've got to be places that are very expensive. A lot of people want to make money off of training you with the internet. I would hope there are places that are free, though.
Absolutely. I mean, I think if you are comfortable with going online, then I would say there's so many tutorials that the software firms just offer. You can do a search and look up pretty much anything. If you go to YouTube these days, you can pretty much learn anything and everything online. And now, actually, the colleges out there have free MOOCs, which are these massive open online courses where if you feel like you need to be in a classroom type of setting, but online at home, then you also have offerings from there.
Yeah, and the costs for these are dropping dramatically. People are really trying to get these virtual classrooms full, so it's a great opportunity there. All right, we've got the tough question, and it is the dreaded new skill. How about what happens when you want to learn a new technology skill? Doesn't necessarily relate to the current job that you're in.
Yeah, I think if you're looking to develop a new technology skill, again, if you're in the work environment, I would encourage, one, joining a project team or a task force so that you can kind of dip into it a little bit.
Good suggestion.
And then, two, if you see that you like it, propose a lateral move, or some people even propose what they call internal internships. I really want to learn what technology group is doing over there. Could I be assigned to work over there maybe for 8 weeks or 3 months to roll out a project, and maybe someone from over there would like to come to my department to learn about what I do. So I always think it's safer when you're inside environments that you know the products and services very well than to pick up the extra skill, and you also have a strong support system while you're there.
Talking here with Dr. Tracy Wilen. You will recognize her from any of the number of places. You can find her online, the Huffington Post, the Examiner, the Christian Science Monitor. She's a global speaker on the impact of technology and on a working career. And if you want to keep your career, it sounds like you really do need to make sure that you're up to date on the newest in technology. All right, let's talk about tips for someone who's been in a job for a while, but they're not learning anything new, and they want to increase their employability, maybe possibly looking outside the company.
Glenn, that happens a lot actually in IT, especially if you're working for small startup firms. You've learned everything that you can do, and actually IT people tend to move jobs more rapidly than other employees just because they understand they have to keep up on the technology. So it might be time to look outside the firm. Again, I never encourage anyone to leave the firm until you have your next job set up for you in place. But if you are someone that needs to keep up on technology, right now the longevity of a job is about 4 years and 4 months, and then it might be time for you to move on and go to your next stop and learn something new.
Talking here with Dr. Tracy Wilen on AM 700 KBYR. It doesn't look like it's working out. You just don't think that the company is going to keep your interest, or for whatever reason, it's time to find a new job. What do you need to do technology-wise for that?
Well, my recommendation is that I did a survey this past spring on people who found jobs, and their advice is, number one, to expand your technologies, but think about moving into same or similar industries so that you can add more skills in that industry. Keep relevant by doing skill development at the same time. And three is, network. Find out, what companies are hiring and what are the newest technologies that you may want to learn in your industry so that you can find the openings and make that transition. Sounds like some
online social networking might be required here.
Well, networking is still the way to find jobs. Most recruiters will tell you, 85% of the jobs are still found through networking, but today it is face-to-face and it is online. And with the holidays coming up, my goodness, people are going to be meeting a lot of people socially, and I think it's a great environment to network.
Tracy Wilen, you have written a piece here, Don't Get Left Behind, How to Stay Employed in a Technology-Based World. You can find it on Huffington Post. Find out more about Tracy Wilen at tracywilen.com. Follow her on Twitter at Tracy Wilen. I really appreciate you being on KBYR with us.
Thank you so much, Glenn.
Okay, have a great Tuesday.